Welcome to Season 3, Episode 3 of Tech Talk Thursday. My guest today is Daniel Everitt, the new President and CEO of Naprotek. The company was acquired by an investment group that includes Edgewater Capital, Najat Bedria, the company's founder, and others to create a new vertically integrated design and development shop for RF and other hybrid and advanced packaging systems. Here to tell us about it is Daniel Everitt. So welcome, Daniel. You have just been appointed since January, of course, as President CEO of Naprotek. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So give us a quick potted background of where you came from. What's your background in the industry here?
Absolutely. So I'm a U.S. Navy veteran, served nearly a decade in the U.S. Navy with multiple deployments abroad. Found my way back stateside to the beautiful city of San Diego and transitioned out of the service and into grad school, and at the same time into industry. At that time, I took a role in program and project management in a really exciting company. It was then Remick Defense and Space, which is now a Cobham company, and had the opportunity to manage invention each and every day. And see our team's designs transition all the way through manufacturing in their full production life cycle. Truly gave me a maker's view of the world, and it was a blessing that I take with me to this day. From then, held multiple roles in management in various disciplines within Cobham, and then transitioned to various executive roles within contract manufacturing in the EMS world. With companies like Everitt doing precision machining for medical customers, as well as Ducommun with high-end interconnect, and Benchmark Electronics, where I led the strategy to build a greenfield vertically integrated RF design and fab center in Phoenix, Arizona.
Wow, that's quite a pedigree. So, and I guess the beauty of that is that you get to see both ends of the spectrum. You get to see the OEM end looking down into what the EMS company is providing, and you get to see the other side of that as well. So tell us a little bit about the reasons why you were involved in the acquisition of Naprotek. What is it you're trying to do?
So Naprotek is an interesting company, but first let me start with the market. When you look at technology and how technology is changing today, we're seeing more and more hybridization and mixing of technologies than we have ever seen. So the traditional, copper shops putting tops on bottoms, and then packaging shops and test houses, that line of demarcation and partitioning does not support where our customers are going today. When you think about medical products that have radios on them, right? 10 years ago, that would have been unheard of. And to achieve the level of performance and density that customers need today in their products, you've got to be able to look at building products and the manufacturing capabilities in a new way. And that includes beginning to mix topologies and manufacturing concepts. That coupled with, there is a giant size gap in the US of industrial capacity for high reliability products that can also be brought to market at high speed. You can throw a rock and you can find a quick turn shop. And there are some good high rel shops, but high rel and speed are two things that traditionally never shall touch. So Naprotek, which was founded by Najat Bedria, who's on our board, Najat built a company that strived to be ambidextrous every single day. Focus on high reliability products in aerospace, defense, space, medical, high-end industrial, etc., while simultaneously maintaining a culture and a business system and paradigm surrounding speed, velocity, time to market, fast quoting, fast material acquisition, fast through the shop. It is normal here at Naprotek for us to quote a customer on a Wednesday and ship their complete product fully built and tested by the next Wednesday. And when you think about that in EMS and high rel, you would say that's a different level. So the Naprotek team has a wonderful value prop. And I think when you connect that to where the industry is going, as we build and invest in this business, invest in capabilities, invest in the skills, aligning with our customers, I think we can create value in this marketplace.
Yeah, yeah. I think the key thing that you mentioned in amongst that was, of course, the speed to market, the number of new products coming into the market, the increased the increased specialization. It's more important to have vertical integration so that you can turn these things around quickly. So that's definitely a big part of it. So what are you looking to how are you looking to develop Naprotek going forward in terms of the skill sets and the equipment and materials you're going to need to be able to fulfill this journey?
Yeah, absolutely. So over the medium term, there are clearly things that we'll need to look at, and capabilities we'll be looking to add, whether that be through acquisition or growing those capabilities organically. And that would include test design and development. And so we can, take a product, not only build it, but fully functionally test it so a customer can consume it quickly. Um, in some markets, customers have deep, rich, test teams. In some of the other regulated markets, if you're dealing with a new medical device startup, they may not have the test engineers. And if you can offer that kind of value and that kind of support, get them to test, right, sooner, they can find failure sooner, iterate their product, and get it ready to launch. So, looking at adding test design as well as, full functional testing, and then over, kind of as a next step, looking at where do we step into advanced microelectronics, so we can do hybrid design and packaging and manufacturing topologies. In the short term, right, we've got good partners there, so we can still solve that need for the customer. But partnering is different than having it under one roof. Having it under one roof gives you speed, and that speed is valuable.
Right. No, absolutely. I agree. It's nice to hear that you're going to introduce some design for test as well, because a lot of designers actually, forget that part when they're doing a lot of their designs, and it makes it a lot easier when you get into production if you've got it actually designed for test as well. Part of that, of course, that journey is going to be including, I guess, clean room facilities, because if you're going to be working with, hybrid packaging, wire bonding, all that type of stuff, you're going to need to add clean room to that list.
Yeah, absolutely. And that, in my very recent past life, I built a state-of-the-art center for integration and test and advanced microelectronics. I don't know that I need to go to that scale with Naprotek, given the nature of what we do. But it's definitely an area that we're going to need to explore in the coming 12 months on how we get that capability, under this platform. The market needs it, our customers need it. It's where the puck is going, and our job is to skate to that puck.
What about 3D printing, for example? I mean, there's a couple of companies I can think of, probably bigger ones, that are doing 3D prototyping for NPI. So a customer can come in with something on a napkin in the morning and literally walk out with a 3D product or simulated product in the afternoon. Is that something that would be on your roadmap as well?
Definitely. And there's benefits to 3D printing that go beyond just product conceptualization. Shop floor tooling. There's materials you can print that you can actually go nickel plate, and so you can turn a tool within hours, rather than having to draw it up, send it out to a fab, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll look at every one of the big levers as well as the little levers that take what is already a wonderful quick turn model, and just keeps adding levels of richness to it that complement what our customers need.
Right, that's really interesting. Good. So let's tell me, how has the last 12 months affected Naprotek, of course, with the pandemic and the stresses we've had with that?
Well, I will say our customers did not slow down their product development activities, and what we actually experienced was an acceleration. There was a bit of an early pandemic pause, Well, we all kind of figured out new ways of working. And that affected us in that way. I mean, we've got whole parts of our staff that are now fully remote, but we also learned that we can do that remote and that we can trust our team members and that we can be equally as effective. So, continuing to support our customers through product development. I mean, we saw roughly a 20+% increase in product development cycles during 2020. And then we had to learn some new ways of working because for many customers, they're makers themselves. They want to come in and see the shop, meet the people, right? See how you build their product. So we've had to learn how to do virtual tours and live view tours so our customers' engineers could meet the team, because as you well know, so much of this is about the team and the trust, right, that you build. Because that customer development team, they're trusting you with their baby.
That's true, and usually, as you say, they like to come in and kick the tires and have a good look around and that type of thing. But it's not possible these days. You have to rely on virtual tours to try and keep your workforce safe, because that, of course, is going to be the first thing on your mind, is keeping your workforce safe so that you can continue to build good, reliable product. What's the future going to look like for Naprotek over the next 12 to 18 months?
This is going to be an exciting time for this team. We're coming off of a growth year, and much of that is just driven by the marketplace and the fact that we've got wonderful customers who have built long-term relationships with this team, and they're continuing to grow themselves. And we hope to participate with them and grow with them. But we're also going to look at really digging in with those customers and understanding where their technology roadmaps are going, what types of capabilities are going to be necessary to help them achieve their 3 to 5 year roadmaps. And then we back up from that and start looking at tactically each and every day, what are the capabilities we need to add? What are the skills and competencies we need to add to our team that will help our customers realize their roadmap? So that's going to be our top priority for this year, is really going to be roadmap alignment.
Okay, great. And just one final question. The last time I spoke to Najat, who was, of course, the founder of the business, we were discussing some of the difficulties surrounding some of the new legislation coming in around military contractors. This new legislation that came in November. How has that progressed? Is that it was at the time we were discussing it, it was very intensive in terms of the amount of paperwork was concerned, or having to hire special people to cope with it. How have you managed that situation?
So, we have, used external expertise as well to drive that. So, we're laying CMMC level 3 flat, and we've kicked off our gap analysis towards, 4 and 5. When you look at the defense industry, unless you landed on the planet yesterday, every 3-4 years there's something, right? And whether it's dissimilar metals or some new mandatory flow down. So this is if you're going to play in this industry, these are things you've got to say, okay, let's pivot, understand it, dig in, and let's get at it and lead here, right? These delay the DoD in implementation because suppliers, lag in implementation. And so customers can't definitively say, I've got my supply chain lined up, right? I've always taken the tact that let's just get at it. Let's not be the lagger, let's be the leader. So, we're hitting those requirements full steam ahead, and they are genuinely good requirements that will improve the health of our business. They will protect our business from external threats, whether that be malware, ransomware, etc. And it will also ensure that we're protecting our customer data at the highest possible level. And so we're getting at it.
Yeah, I think the thought behind it, obviously the protection is absolutely necessary. It's just that it's adding an awful lot of additional cost to small companies that are already working on wafer thin margins. But yeah, I totally agree with you. It is needed in the current environment. Daniel, it's been absolutely fascinating talking to you. I wish you every success with Naprotek. It sounds like you
Thank
know
you, Trevor.
exactly what you're doing and you're the right man for the job. So thank you for joining us today and telling us about your future plans, and good luck.
Thank you, Trevor. Thanks for having me.
That's it for another edition of Tech Talk Thursday. Our panel discussion next week is on the topic of optimizing modern pick and place systems for high mix manufacturing. Join us then for a star-packed lineup of industry experts. Till then, stay safe, take care, and have a great weekend.